Or am I just a chunk of meat that somehow became aware of the fact that it's trapped in meat? You're talking about something higher. And it's directly related to your spiritual life. Everybody has like a set of things that they need or want. Like you're going to need physical health, right? And then you're going to need financial resources, money. You need a place to live, food to eat, clothes to wear. And then in our world, that takes money. So finances. So physical health, finances. Then you want a partner, right? Most of us are going to want a happy romantic life, whatever that is. And then after those three, you want to be calmer, happier. And then it's natural enough. Okay, so now I'm healthy. I've got financial freedom. I've got the partner that I've always dreamed of. My mind is pretty happy. Like I've chased the demons out of my mind. And then you're like, okay, well, now what, right? Because we're human, right? You start thinking about bigger things. I've taken care of my immediate surroundings. Like my life is pretty good. What can I do next? It's inevitable, right? Like you're going to be compelled to move on once you get your basic problems taken care of. And then what role does meditation play in that? Can't I just go to church on Sunday and put some money in the pot and go take Eucharist if you're Christian? Well, yeah, absolutely. Go do that. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's profound. You're going to be driven to do more. And your ability to understand the process, because there's lots of things, right? You start looking at spiritual life and what does it mean to have a spiritual life, right? What is the highest use for my life? How am I going to do it? What's possible? Is there such a thing as a spiritual life, or am I just a chunk of meat that somehow became aware of the fact that it's trapped in meat? And when you can meditate, like these are the higher problems, right? Like you're not working on generosity, can I make money? You're not working on health, am I not killing other people? You're not working on partnerships, I'm not dealing with sexual misconduct anymore, and I'm taking care of lonely people. You're starting to think about the higher problems. What's the ultimate nature of reality? Is my consciousness going to continue on after my body has stopped? Is my consciousness a product of my body? And this is really interesting too. When you can meditate, it's really easy to see that your consciousness is not a product of the physical matter that's here. Like really, like meditators don't really spend much time talking about that because it's obvious. Like that was like in ancient times they were called the Charvakas, the people who thought consciousness was produced by physical matter here. It's something separate. Your consciousness is like looking at the world right now, if you're human, through physical matter, but it's not physical matter itself. And it's really obvious when you're meditating because you can move your consciousness around and you can see. And then there are other arguments for like cause and effect. Is there really a cause and effect relationship between what I do now and what I'm going to get in the future? Or is there kind of like some kind of relationship, or some things random, and like maybe I chose to drink some water. Now I chose that, but like if I, walk outside and trip over a rock, well, that was random that the rock was there, right? Is that the way it is? Am I choosing some things or something random? And it becomes really clear. Like one of the things that happened to me in retreat that was really fascinating, and it's, as far as I know, a pretty universal experience for people who go into a long retreat and really learn how to meditate. And all of your previous thoughts, all of your actions, like your whole past life, like you have a memory of everything you've ever done. You may not have access to it now because your mind is churned up. but everything you've ever done is in there. And I was shocked at like all the things, like, things when I was a little kid, things that were like super important to me. Like friends and places, toys, events, things that were as important to a child as what things can be. And I'd forgotten it, like that. Like I didn't have access to those memories. That part of me was actually dead, to my present consciousness before I learned how to meditate. And then it all came back. It's like, oh, everything I've ever done is there. Everything I've ever thought, said, done, it's all in my mind. It's there. You have access to it if you can still your mind down and look at it. And then you can see the patterns in your life. Say, oh, okay. Well, that's why I was having problem with that. Well, because I was doing the same thing earlier in my life, and then it came back 5 years, 10 years later. But you could see the patterns. It was really obvious. Like, oh, okay. But I've been told that I've been told, you will reap what you sow. I've been told you will harvest what you planted. I've been told, treat other people the way you want to be treated. But then you can see it happening. And then when you come to the books, the formal proofs and things, like right now I'm going through Tony Lama's emptiness meditations and 23 formal logical proofs for why there is no self in the different schools. And honestly, I think without meditating, extremely hard to impossible to understand, because your mind just doesn't have the ability to focus. But when you can, I think you can take somebody who thinks that their aptitude is fairly average, and then if they meditate, your aptitude can increase. Your mind has the same potential as the smartest person you know. It has more potential than what you realize, I think, if you're human. And all of these spiritual truths start becoming really obvious. It's like, oh, okay. That's why they said that. You can get to a point even before you've had some of the more profound experiences, with meditation and study together. You can get to a point where you reach an intellectual understanding of the ultimate nature of reality, and why things are happening to you in your life, the cause and effect of life, the karma of life. You get to a point where intellectually it's rock solid and you won't lose it. It's later, but it's extraordinary. And again, meditation, the ability to focus your mind where you want it to see things clearly without any agitation, any dullness. It opens doors for you in a spiritual world that are extraordinary. And even on a conventional level, extraordinary. So if you're having problems understanding the books, if you want your understanding to go higher, meditation is an absolutely invaluable tool for it. Absolutely invaluable. In fact, I'm super excited, frankly, at this point in my life, to be back in a position where I can really devote myself to these higher things, because it's exciting. It's really exciting. The potential is enormous. It's much greater than any of the things you're going to lose anyway here, right? Like everything here, is going to disappear. You can't hold on to it. And then you start thinking, okay, well, what next? And meditation will make the answer to that question obvious. Meditate, and you'll know.